Okay. Okay. So today topic was release strategy. Okay. So release strategy process. What do you mean by release strategy? So if you are creating any purchase document, external purchasing document or internal purchasing document, okay. So based on the value of the PO or based on the value of PR or based on the value of contract, anything which is okay. So if you want to define some approval strategy, like if suppose if it is 1 lakh below, okay, we need one approval, store manager. If it is 1 lakh to 10 lakhs, okay, we need store manager and regional manager approval. Okay, if we have the about 10 lakhs to 1 crore, we need store manager approval, regional manager approval, and we need financial operational manager approval. So like different levels, if you want to define that based on the maybe the type of purchasing, maybe it's kind of direct consumables, it's kind of the domestic purchasing, it's kind of the import or any of that. Okay, if you want to define this kind of the conditions, the pricing procedure, sorry, the approval strategy, you can use the release strategy procedure. Okay, for this, okay, you can go to ME22N, okay, and if you can see here in header, if there is any release strategy defined, okay, if it is anything release strategy are defined, you will get here the release approvals release strategies tab extra. Okay, so if you find that, then that means you have to approve this PO and proceed for the next level. Okay, that means you want to proceed this PO to create a GR, create any further any documents, then that means you have to release the levels, different levels, then only you can proceed further with next step. Okay, same kind if it is a PO also. Okay, PO PR also, in PVR also, okay, you can define that the release strategy in the either header level, okay, header level, or you can define at item level also, but it's only possible for PR header or item level. The PO external purchasing documents, all it is only header level, not for item levels. Okay, because the PR is created multiple line items from the multiple departments. Okay, so it might be one department having the different conditions and another department having different conditions, right? So this is internal document, right? So there is no restriction because multiple will get from the multiple departments. So in that case, we can go with item level. Each item level we can go with approvals. But when you creating the PO or external purchasing document, those are going to the outside of the vendor. It's going to the vendor. The information. Obviously, it is only for one header information that controls the entire all the items. Okay. Now, how to define that? Okay, how to define that? Okay, so let's go to SPRO. Okay, recipe reference IMG, and here you have that material management and purchasing. If you want to go with purchase requisition, you can go with purchase requisition, or if you want to go for purchase order, you can go for purchase order. Okay, then you can release procedure here. Okay, and you can define the procedure with classification. Okay, so this is the configuration part to create the approval strategies. Okay, so to define first the approval strategy, you must define that what are the characteristics you are comparing, like uh, the document type. The document type is import purchasing, direct consumption purchasing, service purchasing, or it may be domestic purchasing, or it may be the consumables or spare parts. Okay, so you need to define that what type of character it is controlling your release strategy. How you are defining that? First, you have to define the characteristics. Either may be amount, or either it may be the purchasing organization, the combinations of purchasing organization, amount, and document type. How you want to define that? That the design of the approval strategy, the hierarchy of the approval strategies. Okay, so all these things we have to define here. Okay, clear? Now let's create the first characteristics. Okay, you can create your own characteristics here. Okay, so usually these characteristics we are using for the release strategy, we are creating for the batch management, we are creating for that so many other purposes. Okay, so that's why when you define the characteristics, make sure that that characteristics you are assigning to the which class, like if it is a batch related class, or it is a approval strategy class, or it is a metal class, or it is a something like a variant class, how you want to define that. So once you define the characteristics, you also define the class also, particularly what purpose you are using this characteristic, that you have to define. Okay, it's clear.
Okay.
Now for release strategy, we have the structure. Okay, predefined structure. That means how system will understood your particular you are going to document type, particular you are selecting that to purchasing group, or particular you are going with purchase organization. How system will understood, because technically I should have some field mapping, right? I cannot say simply purchase group, right? Because purchasing group is just text, but that is mapped in the SAP with the field name. That is the in the database table field name. So every characteristics you can define your own field. That field is capturing from the one database structure. Okay. So here we can go with CBAN. Okay. CBAN is the database. Okay. Go to here. Okay, I'll go for why it is not coming. Okay, CKQO. This is the communication structure for external PO. Okay, same like we have that CBAN. Okay, CBAN. So if I go with this, not CBAN, CBAN. Okay, if I go this here, the CBAN have the communication structure for purchase acquisition. Okay, so when you want to take any characteristic, you must take from the here. Okay, if it is a purchasing group, then you must be take this ID. If you are going with material number, you have to take this material number. You have to take material group, then you have to take this number. Okay, so that this exactly field it is mapping and it is considering that field when it is mapping to characteristics and class. Okay, and release study. Okay, clear? So now I'm just creating that. Okay, I just plan to create the total price. I just want to take total PR price. Okay, so simple. If you want to go with simple, I'll put total. Okay, PR price. Okay, I'll just defining. You can define anything which is okay. Okay, so you can define anything. Total PR price. So I'll just creating this one. Okay, and put that description if you want to put, or you can go directly additional data and select CE ban. I'm just going with the purchase requisition, so I'm just okay. I'm just going with this one, C ban. In this C ban, what field it is mapping? This total PR price. So again, you have to go here in the table level, see that total price, total PR price. So you can see here. There is the total price. How you can consider purchasing value, total value of the item. Okay. Okay. So you can go with this total value of the item. Okay, and you can map to that. Clear? So you have to take the field GSWRT. Okay. So I just mapping to GSWRT. So I'll just put that GSWRT here. Okay, so format is taking from the automatically from database above dictionary, and system taking the currencies, all these details, Okay, total value of the item, it is automatically coming. And okay, then you need to put the currency. It is a euros or INR or how you want to go ahead with that. Okay, you can put that conditions also here. Okay, and you can put here either single value or multiple values. Okay, multiple values is nothing but like a, if I have the 2-3 purchasing groups are there, but release strategy is same. Okay, so in that case, if you want to go with multiple values to select for the same release strategy, then you can select the multiple values. Okay, so in this case, usually it is a single value, right? Because either you should select 1 lakh below or 1 lakh above. I cannot select both 1 lakh below or 1 lakh above, right? So it is a single value when it is a total value of the item. And interval values, if it is 1 lakh to 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs, this is interval, right? In that case, if you want, you can go with the checkbox of interval values allowed. Okay, clear? And save. Okay, so now I have created this one. I will also go with some document type. Okay, so I'll go with document type PR underscore document type. Okay, and create. So it is already created somebody. So I'll just what I will try. I'll put something like Z PR. Okay, PR document type. Okay, just put that breakup. So I'm just here again. I'm just taking the C band and go to this C band again. Check the document type. Okay, the order type or document type. What is the order type here? BS ART. BS ART. Okay, you can compound this BS ART. So I have to go with that BS ART and assign that BS ART. And automatically it is taken from there. Okay, and you can see here if you want to go with multiple values. If you want to multiple values means I have the, suppose let's assume that I have the NB document type and ZNB document type, UB document type, FB, F4 document type, so many document types are there. So do you want to take this release strategy approval for multiple values? If you want to same like ZNB, NB, all these document types, same conditions should work, then you can go with the multiple values. Okay. Now I'm just selected this one. Okay. And here you can also define your own values. If you want to define here itself the values, you can define characteristic value. Like I'm just defining NB, okay, and I'm just defining ZNB, okay, and I'm just defining that something like if suppose something which is ZDOM, something. I have document type, predefined document type. I can define that here, so that system will capture from here to there. Okay, if you selected additional values here, okay, the system will we can also add in the future when you are defining your release strategy. There you can add your characteristic value, that means your document type. But if you are not selected this one, then make sure that you can select only from this list only, not from the other list. Okay, I'll just tell you how it works. That now I'm just going with additional values. Okay, and the same thing I'll just check with total price also. The characteristics, I'm not defining anything here, but I'll just put additional values. Okay, if you are not putting this one, the system will only take from the defined values. So that okay, it won't take if you define, if you want to define something else, it won't take in the relay strategy. Okay, so now I have defined two characteristics, and if you want to define one more also, okay, suppose let's say I want to define purchasing organization. Okay, purchasing PR purchasing organization. So I'll just go with this here and CBAN again, same structure. Field, you can search in the field here. It might be EcoRG something, which will be there. Okay, so check the purchasing organization where it is there. So where is the purchasing organization? You can see somewhere here the purchasing organization EKORG. Okay, so this EKORG you can enter here. Okay, EKORG you can enter here. So system will take again. I'll just put only single values so that you can understand how it works and all. So I have the APPL, okay, and Z APP1, okay, and APP2, okay. I'm just defining these three only, okay. I'm not putting additional values, okay. Clear? Okay, now I have defined three characteristics, so I need to create a class for our release strategy. So I'm just defining that. Okay, I just release. I'm just putting that PR release strategy. Okay, I'm just putting ZPR underscore REL. So here class type is 032. This is a standard defined one for release strategy. Okay, if you are defining your characteristics and you are creating the class, and that class should be assigned to the 032, then only I can use what characteristics I assign to this class for purpose of release strategy. Okay, if you are not assigned this one and you are assigned something 023 or 001, the purpose will be different. Okay, so if you are assigned 032 class type, then only you can use that class and characteristics for release strategy. Okay, clear? Okay, so now I'll just creating here, and I'll just put class for release strategy, or you can put anything which is okay. PR, okay. Then in the characteristics tab, you have to assign your what you define. Okay, so PR underscore total. Okay, so you can search here F4, or you can copy from there also. Okay, so this is the one which we are defined one. Okay, and get PR PUR something which is group. So just search that also. This is the one which we are created for purchase organization. Okay, get PR. What is one more we have created for purchasing group, right? So you can search here and group, right? Something which I have created group. So I have created for this characteristic that PR underscore purchase underscore group, which I have created, this one. Okay, I'll go to CT04. I'll go to CT04 and see that what I have defined. Okay, sorry, I created only document type, not purchasing group. Okay, so I'll just go with document type. Okay, so what is the document type? Characteristic it is. So direct transaction code is CT04. Okay, you can go to CT04 also instead of you are going to the part. So now one is total value of PR, and another one is purchasing organization, another one is purchasing document type. So that means if the system needs to work, that means system needs to search and provide the approval levels hierarchy. It will check the characteristics, total value, and purchase organization, and purchasing document type. Okay, clear? These three characters it will check. Okay, save. Okay, now go to setup procedure fit classification. Now I'm just need to define the group, code, indicator, strategies. Okay, so this is the relay strategy hierarchy definition here. So before you going to there, whatever it is existing one is there, you have to delete. Okay, because on the system, okay, under our client, we can use only one release one class. We can use only one class, not like multiple classes. Okay, so you need to define, if you want to use the release strategy properly, you can define only one class, not for multiple classes. Okay, so and if it is already defined someone and you want to configure again, make sure that you have to delete this existing one. Okay, and make sure that you should not delete from the up to down. Okay, you have to delete from down to up. Okay, because the assignments for release groups and release codes are here. Again, the release codes and strategies are assigned here. So if you are directly deleted here, then these are the already exist in the database that won't delete properly. So inconsistency will come. So if you want to delete, first you have to delete the release strategies first, what it is there, Okay, somebody is using already. Okay. Okay, let me go with some call. I think somebody using, but it's very difficult now. So many people are using the same code. Manager. Okay, so we need, I don't want to disturb everyone, but I need to perform this. So we'll check again, and here MER FUN4. Okay, MER FUN4. So I'll go for MER FUN4. Search here, these two are there. They are using. I just delete these two. Okay, but because I want to perform my side, right? So
Okay.
I'll just deleting that. Okay, so now, and I'll go again now, release strategies. So now whatever existing is there, I'll just deleting here, from here to down to up, okay? It's clear?
Okay.
So this is a note, you have to remember that, you have to delete first strategies. Then these release indicators are unique one. If you want to keep it like this one, no problem, okay? Just definition only. So there is no mapping here. Then release codes, you can define here, delete the release codes here, okay? Okay, so then you can go back and create delete the groups, okay? Okay, new one still he is doing, okay. Okay, so I'm just deleting this as well, okay? So now what we need to try, you can define your own release group, okay? So you can define, I'll just put something RG or something, okay? And if it is overall release, that means header level, then you have to select here. If it is a item level release, then you don't select here, okay? Clear? It's clear?
What's that again?
No, this checkbox, if you are selecting this checkbox, okay, that means you are planning to define your release strategy at header level.
Okay.
PR header level. That means for all the items it is common header level release strategy. If you are not selected, then it will, you can define it we can define it item level. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now class. What is the class we have defined? Do you remember that? The class. So you can go to CL02. You can see this is the my
Simply.
CL02 is the class. You can go directly transaction one. So this is the class which we are defined for also. Okay. Release group. Okay. Save. Okay. So I have defined first my group. Okay. I'm not putting overall release strategy. Okay. Now I can define the number of. Okay. This is already created someone. Okay. RG. I think this is again will get a problem because they are not deleted properly. So it is created. Okay. So I'll just delete again. I cannot use RG because somebody did not properly deleted. So it is coming again all the definitions again. So what I will do, I'll just delete this one also. I'll create my own, okay, which is already there. It might be inconsistency. We'll get it. So something I'll just put Z or something which I'll put, okay, and anyway that's fine. And ZR also it's just a description only, just code only, right? Okay, ZR, not this ZR. What I'm trying to do, I'm just defining your codes like levels of the approvals. Okay, max you can define one strategy having the 8 approvals. Okay, so now I'm just defining the R. I'll put R1. Okay, and R1 is, let's assume that store manager. Okay, and ZR and R2 I'll put operational manager. Okay, ZR R3 I'll put regional manager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this workflow is nothing but like whether you want to generate a workflow based on a group and code. That means the particular person, the store manager having the own ID, right? So it will go to that ID for approvals. Okay.
Okay.
So store manager having their own user ID, operational manager having their own ID, regional manager have their own ID, right? That like you can define that all, okay? R4, and if you selected one, then that workflow will work for the flow, okay? So then regional manager, then store manager, operational manager, and warehouse manager, okay? So there are R5, you can put one CFO, okay, and I can put JDR R6, one CMO, okay, JDR R7, I can define like uh, who else, COO, sorry, COO, okay, JDR I can define R8, one, we can do CEO, okay, JDR R9, okay, admin, maybe you can put creator, whoever creator, okay. So you can define like that a number of codes, but one strategy can be assigned only 8, okay. You can define a number of codes here, but when you are defining your strategy, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that strategy can have only one, that can have only 8 levels only, okay. Now release indicator, so the release indicator is telling that the id will explain that whether I can go ahead further. That means if you id is coming to, okay, that means the purchase requisition can be created as a quotation or can be created as a PO, okay, it is approved. But if you are going with block, that means you are not allowing to do next level even it is a block, even it is approved, okay. That means how we are doing that, if I have 4 levels of approval, even one person is approved but still 3 approvals are pending, so I can put that in the block stage, the PR, because I don't want to release immediately for next level because still 3 approvals are pending. So in that case I can use block, okay. It's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we don't need this much of 4 levels, okay. You can delete this one, okay, or you can delete this one, okay. I'll just delete this one, it is not needed because already blocked one is there in the top level, here block, okay. So not you can put not ready or for next level, okay. You can put like that, okay, or block, okay. And this also not needed because this and this are same, this and this are same, you can delete also, or you can delete this one if you want to meaningfully uh, B means block, R means release,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So you can put next level, go ahead at next level, okay. So like you can put, or if you want to simple to understand, or you want to do released, okay, or it is blocked, still it is status of blocked, so you can put like that, okay. Whatever you want you can put that, okay. Clear.
Okay.
Now strategies you are defining, right? Now your strategies are defining one. First you can go with release group, your group, and strategy, S1 strategy, okay. So let's assume that uh, uh, 1 lakh, I'll put 1 lakh, okay. Above or below 1 lakh, I'll put below 1 lakh, below 1 lakh, okay, below 1 lakh. So what it is needed? So first is approval is needed for the creator. The second approval is uh, store manager approvals is needed for only below 1 lakh. Okay, these two approvals are enough. Okay, so then I can go to prerequisites here. First they have to approve the level R9, then second it will go for R1. Okay, it's clear.
Mm-hmm. So that means to approver, right?
To approve the entire PR, you have to approve first R9, then R1 next. Okay.
So on that setup, R9 first before the R1.
The first it will go to R9. Okay. R9 is approved, then it will go to R1.
Okay, so R1 cannot approve, not until R9 approves it.
If it is not approved, then the PR not released for next level.
Mhm.
Okay, it is
Okay.
still in the block status only. That I'll tell you. Here we are getting some conflict. Release prerequisites of course R1 and R9 is conflict. Why? Why it is not closing? Why it is I'll go for back. Release codes R9 and R1 is there, both it is there. Okay, so now no problem. On release groups also it is there, no problem. On release strategy I'll define now. There are and R1. Okay, so you can define S1 or R1 also, and below like 1 lakh. I'll go for first R9, then I'll go for R1. Let's put one more also. If you want, you can put one more also R2. Okay, so now prerequisites. Okay, R1. So first it will go to R9, then it will come to R1. Then once R9 R1 is approved, then it will go to R2. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Save. Okay, then go to release status. Now tell me how it will work. So the first level, it is still not approved and it's not happening anything. Okay, so that means it is still block status because
Okay.
it's not approved by R9, it's not approved by R1, or it's not approved by R2. So it is a block status.
Okay.
The next one is R9 is approved, but R1, R2 still it is not approved. The status is blocked.
Mhm.
If R9 R1 is approved but R2 is still approved, still not approved, and it is still block status. All
Okay.
approvals are done, then it is a release.
Mhm.
If you want to change, suppose my client requirement is, okay, it's okay, two approvals are happened, first R9 is done, the R9 R1 is approved, then it's okay, I can go for blocked. Okay, in that case you can put here or release. Okay, it depends on your client requirement how they want to go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, if they want to go with this level only, okay, at second level only if they want to approve, and at second level only if they want to approve, then they can go ahead here only release it. Okay, it's clear?
Mhm.
It's clear?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so now I'll just going with second level approval only. Okay, just 2 approvals is enough, not entire all the approvals. Okay, then classification, I can go with classification here. I can define that this is defined for 1 lakh below, right? So I have to put the value here. Okay, since I put the additional values is allowing, I can enter still here the value. Okay, it's clear?
Okay.
If I am not entering that additional value, then what it is defined there only we can select. Okay, so now I just selected this one. I can enter a number of things. Okay, additional values. Okay, so now it is coming 1 lakh euros below. Okay, you have to give the space. Okay, after you entering the symbol, you have to give space and you have to enter. Okay, then purchasing organization, I'll just put 3 purchase organizations are defined, so I cannot enter additionally values, only I can select only these 3, either APPL or APP1 or APP2. Or if you want to select all 3, okay, if you want to select all 3, what you need to do, you have to go to characteristics CT04, okay, and purchase organization, go to purchase organization change, you have to select here multiple values. but I have selected only single value, that's why it is allowing only single radio button. If I go with multiple values, what will be happen? The system will be can be used for the multiple values. Like I can select APP1, APP2, APP3. All we can select. Okay, clear? Okay, now I just only selected APP1, only selected that single value. So that's why it is coming only it is. Okay, so I can go with APP1 or APP2 or APP3. Now, document type. So I can define here what it is defined already predefined. You can select that, or still you can use if you want to define something like ZUP or something which you want to use, that also you can define. Because I have selected multiple values, additional values, both checkbox I have done. That's why system is selecting that I can select a number of multiple values. Okay, and still I can add if you are anything which I missed in the characteristics. Okay, clear? That is the purpose of that. Now I can get here tree, but here I am getting only single because I just selected single, and here I can generate only single again, but I can define predefine. I can define any value. Okay, clear? It's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so now save. Okay, so save. Just define here. Go back and click on release summary. Here it is telling that how it works first. R9, first you have to go, it will go to R9 for approval. Then it will go to second R1. Okay, still the status is blocked. Then if I approve the R1, that is released. Why it is released? In the second level only. Why it is released? Because I have put here in the second level only I have put the release.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why it is approving here itself, the PR. Okay, it is not waiting for the next level approval. It's clear?
Okay. Okay.
Any doubts? Any doubts here?
It's okay.
Okay, so save. So now I have defined this one. So same way you can define for new strategy ZR, and I can define for S2 strategy and above 1 lakh, or okay, you can define above 1 lakh or equal 1 lakh. I'll put above or equal to 1 lakh. Okay, 2. Okay, 2. Below 10 lakhs. Okay, how we can define the intervals here. So just going same thing. I'll go with first R2 and I'll go with R3 and I'll go for R4 and I will go for R5 and all, whatever it is needed. Okay, then go for here same R1, then R2, then R3, R3, then R4, all these levels, and then it is okay. Continue and go to release simulation. First block, second block, third block. That means first initial it is blocked. Then for R9 is approved, still it is blocked. R9 R1 is approved, still it is blocked. R9 R1 R2 is still it is blocked. R9 R1 R2 R3 is still it is blocked. R9 R1 R2 R3 R4 still it is blocked. All levels are approved, then it is released.
Okay.
Okay, save. You have to save after release statuses. Okay, then characteristics, you can define your characteristics here. Okay, it's clear? You have to define your characteristics. So here I'm just going with 1 lakh above, right? Okay, 1 lakh above. So I'm just putting equal 1 lakh. Okay, space 1 lakh space 10 lakhs. Okay, so you have to give properly the space and all, or else it won't work properly. There is the insert. Where it is insert. For this case, insert is not here. Okay. Okay, I'll just go with here. See here I'm just giving that 1 lakh. I'm just giving that 1 lakh to, I'll just define again. First space and give above 1 lakh minus below 10 lakhs. So you need to give space here. Okay, so 1 lakh above and 1 lakh below, 10 lakhs below. Okay, it's clear. So if you want to define equal also, you can define that also. Okay, so what you need to do, space equal and 1 lakh is correct, 1 lakh is correct, right? Then equal. Okay, so what will be happen now? It will take 1 lakh equal to that and above from 1 lakh to 10 lakhs. Okay, even equal it will take, or more than also it will take. Okay, then purchase organization, again you have to select the AP1, AP2 or something what you want to define, you can define that. Okay, and purchase document type, you can go with here what you want to select, here you can define that. Okay, clear? And save. I will go first back and click on release simulation. Check here again, first level, second level, how it works like. It will be third level approval, to fourth level approval, fifth level approval, sixth level approval, it is released. Okay, it's clear?
Okay.
Now I have defined the peer release strategy, right? So if you have the workflow consultant, you can assign here the flexible workflow here. Okay, the configuration and all you can define that. Okay, so if you don't have workflow, then you can leave it. Okay, so workflow is a separate concept. They have to activate the workflows. Okay, they have to activate the workflow and design the agents to map to the particular user mail IDs. Okay, so for that you must need the a workflow consultant. Okay, now here you can see workflow. You can define here the group. Okay, then the level. Okay, the code. What is the R1? R1, we define R1 already. No, ZR, I think. ZR. Sorry. So ZR, R9, and which plant it is? APP1. Okay, and you can select here. It is a user or work center or job work or something. Okay, so you can go to here and you can define the user. Okay, who is the user? You can define that. So my user is Mayfund 28. Okay, so like you can define that. Okay, so for R9 I am the user, R1 maybe you are the user, or someone is the other, a number of users are there. Okay, so that users you can define, that workflow you can map it to, so they will get the mails and all. Okay, clear? Like you can define for all the levels, with the agent IDs. Okay, it's clear?
Okay.
Okay, now we recheck again if somebody is deleted or not deleted. So ZR still it is available or not. Okay, ZR still it is available. Okay, good. And release course still it is available or not? Yes, it is available. Okay, and release indicators, these two are available, and release strategies, these are available. Now I will just quickly create the PO PR before somebody is deleting that. Okay, MF4 and I'll be what parameters we are NB document type should match, right? And NB document should be matched, and FG001, I'm just entering material number, and I'll be entering that APP1 plant is not a matter, okay, but purchasing organization is a matter, okay. So where is the purchasing organization? You have to enter the purchase organization, okay. Now you have entered this one, okay, click on check, okay. Now go to valuation, and if it is a euros, 120 euros are there, okay. So what are the parameters are there? Less what we defined that, if I go with something like 2000 something, it will come like 24 lakhs, okay. So if I go with 100 1, it will go with 1 lakh 20,000, 12 lakhs 12,000. So what are the parameters we have defined? Document type NB, this is correct, and the value, total value, okay, and the purchasing group. Okay, so usually, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll try with overall release strategy. Okay, I also need to check that item value, total item value is correct or not. Total PR value, this is total value is GSWRT. Any other condition is there? Overall release strategy. You can put overall release. Okay, this is also on it, GFWRT. Okay, so this the GFWRT also total value of requisition for overall release strategy. Okay, so what we'll try to do, if somebody is deleting or not. Total value of the item. Okay, if we can go with this one, then we need to use the GFWRT. Let's define its GFWRT also. Okay, so this is the one, the characteristics. Let me use these characteristics for our, I'll just use this one, and I'll remove this one. Okay, so assignments are there already. Okay, let me assign some. Then I'll try to delete here first. These guys are okay. SAP Fun 189. Okay, I'm just deleting again. I'll just define again. Okay, so it might be condition where total value of purchasing is there, total overall purchasing is there. Let's we'll try with that. Okay, so I think we need to delete this also. Okay, we'll delete and we'll try something later. Okay, so I just deleted again. I'll just go with class here, and I'll just want to delete this first this one. Let's see if it works or not. I can delete now. Okay, so this class having only it's completely deleted, not yet created. Okay, completely just deleted. Okay, so I'll just try to delete. So I'm just quickly putting that all again. Just save. Now going to here, I'll just quickly creating. So I'll just put this one ZP this time. Okay, and this is class is same. And I'll put overall release strategy this time. Okay. So ZP, I'll define same ZP. I can use same R2 ZP ZP R3 ZP R4 ZP R5 ZP R6 okay, so I'll just define like this one. Okay, so indicators. Okay, what is this? ZP, right? ZP, this one, and I can put 1 lakh below, and I can put R1 R2 as 3. Okay. So I have not defined anything. Okay, description and all. You can it's same what we already discussed, same. So block or release, save. The classifications can define the value here, the value of below 1 lakh. Okay, it's not allowing intervals because we are not selected that. Okay, so you can put intervals here, additional values. Okay, and you can define the allow intervals allowed. Okay, now so it's just repeating only. Okay, that's why I'm just quickly going to that. Okay, so only I just change the characteristic field name. Okay, so I have doubt with that. Okay, so we'll go with so now I'll go here and release strategy and define here. Okay, now it's go to here and here it's go to here and save, and characteristics classification here I'll put here now space. Okay, now unlock zeros. Okay, and you can put here document type NB. Okay, and here you can go to app1 or app2 or whatever it is like, you can define it. Okay, so you can define that and go to here list simulation. It will works like first possible, second possible, and third is approval. Okay, now save. Okay, now this is I define now, right? So let's see ME51N. And before you go into that, you are planning to go to overall release strategy, right? So when you planning to overall release strategy, you also need to put the one more setting, that is in the document type level. Okay, so go to purchase requisition document type. Go to purchasing requisition document type, material management, purchasing, and purchase requisition document type. Where is the document type here? Here document type. In the document type NB level, you have to put the overall release. So there is a checkbox here. Okay, so you have to select that overall release. Okay, that's why it is not coming. Here it is selected overall release. That's why the item level it is not coming. That's fine. Now we'll go to create the ME51N. Okay, now I'm trying to use same document type NB, and I'll go with FG001. Okay, and what else you have? APP1. Then APP1 is the purchase organization, and I'll put something 10 euros, and you can put some other values. Okay, so click on check here. Okay, now you can just see that you are getting release strategy in the header level, which I have defined. Okay, but if it is more than 1 lakh, I still not define the strategy. That's why it won't come. If I go with more than this one, suppose let's say something which is I am going with more than values. Okay, so then automatically that release strategy is gone, because we are not defined for the strategy 2 above 1 lakh. Only below 1 lakh only we define. That's why it is coming. If it is below 1 lakh only, then it is asking that you need to approve the R1, R2, R3.
Okay.
Why before it is not coming in the item level? Because in the document type level there is a checkbox selected in the document type level. That's why it is not coming. Okay, if you remove that checkbox in the document type level and in the here, then it will work. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so in description it is anyway, it just we are defining that description, manager, operational manager and all, you can define that. Okay, clear?
Mm-hmm.
Now if you are defined for strategy 2, it will come for strategy 2 also. Okay, so once you created this one, okay, I'll just how to release that also I will show you. Okay, now I'm just created. Okay, if none of the condition was not satisfied or one of the condition was not satisfied, it won't get. Okay, it won't get release strategy, because now if you see that document type is matching and the value is matching. Okay, then it's the value also matching, overall value, but still it's not release strategy is not coming, because the purchasing organization is not mapped. You need to enter a purchase organization also, then only it will map. So all the characteristics should be work, then only it works. Okay, clear? So I'm just saving this one. Now this PR is created. The PR is created waiting for the approvals. Okay. Now if you go creating the trying to create the PO by using this PO, by using this PR I'm trying to create the PO, system will not accept that, with not allowing that. Okay, it will give that error. Okay, I'll just enter all the details. Okay, see here, not released for ordering. You will get to error like you can't be processed for next level because it is telling that it's not released. Okay, okay. So you can't create the quotations or PR, PO or anything which you, for that document you cannot able to create because still it's not approved. To release this approval, you need to go to ME 59N. Okay, sorry, it's not ME 59N. Go to ME 54N. Okay, and enter the PO number here. Enter the PO number here. Okay, enter the PO number. Okay, then you can release here the levels. The first level you need to be approve R1 level. First you need to approve R1 level, then R2 level, then R3 level. Okay, so you can see if it is not approved first level, okay, then still it is blocked. Okay, if you approve first level, still it is blocked. If you approve R2 level, second level also it is blocked. The third level if I block, then it is released. Okay, it's clear. Okay, if you want to go level by level to approve, or not all the approvals in the one single PR. Okay, what you can do? You can go to ME55. ME55, enter the release code, first level approval, the release group, and enter the PR number. Okay, then execute here. I can approve only R1 level, only first level I can approve. Okay, I can approve here only first level. Okay, clear? Then again, the second level approval, again go to the second level approval again, you have to go to again same transaction code ME55 and enter the next code, then execute, then next level you can approve. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So I'm just saving here, this first level I'm approving here, then I can see, okay, and I can see here, okay, then if I go to ME53 and display, ME53 and if I go to display, I can see only one level it is approved, not for all the levels. Okay, if you go for this one PR, I can see only one level it is approved, not for all the other levels. Okay, so again you have to go for next level, again you have to go to ME55 and enter that next release code R2 and go to a release group, okay, ZB, and enter the PR number, then execute. Then it will go to second level. You have to select that, approve, and save.
Okay.
Okay, select the line and save. Okay, then it will come, okay, affected the level 2 also approved. You can go to now display of purchase requisition and refresh this one, then you can see the second level is approved.
Okay.
Then if I go to third level approval, now you have to change the R3 code, because the particular person knows that what is the his release code, right? If the manager, his release code is R3, if it is a store manager, R2, so they will enter their ID. So particular person only have the access to generate their code. Okay, so that way we can restrict that the other person cannot approve, only the respective person only can approve.
Okay.
Okay, now 3 levels are approved, then you can see now it is refresh this one, and that all 3 levels are approved, then I can create now PO or anything with this one. So system will accept now to create the PO with reference to using the PR. Now it is accepting to, so there is no error for release point of view. So all it's good. Now there is no error. All it's good. Everything is no messages. So I can create now by using this PR to PO.
Okay.
Okay, it's clear? Is it clear? Or
Yeah.
okay. So this is the process you can define for PO contracts and scheduling agreements, okay, and RFQs. You can define that, okay. So
Okay.
if it is a C band, okay, this is for PR, and if it is CKO, then it is for PO contract, okay, and scheduling agreement, okay, and RFQ. All for this one is same, okay. This is the external purchasing document, and this is for internal purchasing document, okay. And if you want to define for service entry sheet, you can go CESSR. This is for service entry sheet. Service entry sheet. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So you can define release strategy for PR if you want. Define this PR can be defined at a header or item level.
Okay.
Okay, but for the sectional purchasing documents only I can define only a header level. On the service entry sheet also I can define only for header. And the max 8 levels, 8 levels of approvals can define for one strategy. That means 8 release codes I can give.
Okay.
Okay, clear? And characteristics you can define, and when you define in class, make sure that class type is 032. This is the class type.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the key points here. Okay, other than that, all it is the same process. We need to define characteristics, okay, and the class. Then we have to define a release group and the release code and strategy indicators, release indicators, and the release strategies. Okay, you can define a number of release strategies based on your client requirement, 1 lakh below, 1 lakh above, or multiple purchasing organization, multiple purchasing groups, material types, material groups, whatever material groups, something you can define that. Is it clear?
Okay.
What characteristics you want to take, you can take it up. So this is the approval strategy. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is a part of the ECC. Okay. This is part of ECC. And as for HANA, we can use this release strategy. Okay. We can define release strategy for ECC system or as for HANA system. Okay. But we got new upgrade, got new style of approval strategy. Okay, if they want to go if any client you want to go with release strategy, the older version, they can go, there is no problem. Okay, but if they want to go with a different way, okay, instead of release strategy in S4HANA, you have one more option also. Okay, I'll just show you that here. Go to material management and purchase requisition, and go to purchase requisition. There is the purchase requisition. Okay, here if you go to purchase requisition, where is the release strategy here? Okay, release strategy here. Okay, so you are going with release strategy, right? In case if you don't want to use release strategy, you can go with a flexible workflow. Okay, so this is a new concept. Okay, flexible workflow. Okay, but make sure that you should deactivate the release strategy procedure and activate the workflow if you want to use the flexible workflow. Either one only you can use, either flexible workflow or release strategy. Okay, clear? So it is also same, it will work same like release strategy, but the definition and setup is different. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so here you can go to here, flexible workflow for purchase requisition. You have to do the settings and activate the flexible workflow for purchase requisition, and the conditions and all you can define. Okay, so you have to configure properly all these things which is the required for automatic workflow. Then okay, if client dependent work configuration how to do. Okay, and scenario activation, which scenario you want to use. Okay, this is the workflow related. Okay, so whether you want to use the overall purchase release or item level purchase release or PO workflow, PO header level release. So the scenarios will work based on these numbers. Okay, these numbers it will work. Okay, you need to activate that. Okay, and activate the workflow, flexible workflow for purchase requisition. Here you have to activate your document type. You have to select that whether you want to go with overall release or not. Okay, and you have to select the scenario based work. You want to go with flexible scenario based, then you have to select here. Okay, if you selected this one, what will happen? If you selected this one, it will works like a flexible workflow. Flexible workflow. Okay, it's clear.
Okay.
And you can maintain that conditions here. Okay, price, and you can find here the conditions. You can define your conditions here. Okay, enhancement point is one if you want to go with enhancement, and activity this all you have to define. Okay, so but if you don't want to use release procedure, then we can go with a flexible workflow. So you also need to understand release procedure because it is a older version. Is system still some of the clients they are using. Okay, so first you practice this release strategy. Once you completed this practice, then I will activate this flexible workflow and we will try with that. Okay, because once you activate this flexible workflow, it is very difficult to go with a release strategy again. Okay. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Okay. So do that. Okay, you just try to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So any questions on today class? You can try now. You can try same steps for PO. If you want to go with PO, what is the communication structure? What is the communication structure? CE KKO. CE KKO. So you can go here CE KKO display and see that what is the field names. So you want to go with the document type, you can go with the document type. Sorry, BSTYP or BSART or BSC. So many things are there here. Which characteristics you want to define? Based on that, you can map it. So mostly here, document type is key role because there might be have the service document type, consumable document type, import document type. Everywhere it is not same. It is different. So I can define document type with my own document type I can control. So I will take one order type, sorry, this order type. Okay, order type you can take as one characteristic. The second characteristics you can take purchase organization, okay, or purchasing group, okay, then you can also go with if you want to go with any total net order value, okay, so you can use that total net order value, and you can define purchase organizations or purchasing group or document type, order type. That means document type or order type you can go with. Even document category also you can define. Okay. Why we need to use the document category? Because it is same structure. If I go with the document category, I can define for a contract, I can define for scheduling agreement, I can define for purchase orders, I can define for RFQ with the same. Because the class should be same, right? For all the class should be same for all the external purchasing documents. So if you are considering purchase document category also, I can define one strategy for RFQ, one strategy for contract, one strategy for scheduling agreement by defining the document category. Okay, so this document category, if you remember that, when I'm talking about a table, EKPO table or EKKO table, there is document category. So document category is telling that whether you are opening the PO or contract or RFQ or scheduling agreement. So all the purchasing documents are storing here only, external purchasing documents.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So how you can differentiate the document number by category? You can differentiate. That means how you can search here. Okay, if I selected the contract K, okay, if I selected the K, I want to see that I created some which I created contracts list. So I can select only same table. I can go with same table. I'm going with document category K and supplier 9,000. So you can go here and execute this one. I can see that the scheduling, the contracts which is created, are scheduling agreements created. Okay, that will only display. Okay, if I go to PO, if I selected F, that means I want to see that list of all the POs which I created in for this supplier. Then I can select F. Then I will get all the purchasing documents which I created, POs. I have created just now I have created 2395 something, right? So like you will get all the purchasing documents which I created. So if I go with to scheduling agreement or some other RFQs which I created, if I want to go for scheduling agreement, I'll go with that. So which I have created, that it will display 3 scheduling agreements we have created.
Okay.
Okay, LP, LPA, which are with release, without release, that we created, right? Okay, so like we can differentiate. So in the release strategy level also, approval strategy level also, if you want to differentiate that with the same class, you can go with the document category. You can define characteristic as a document category for document category. Okay,
Okay.
clear? Any questions?
Again, this is new to me, so I guess I need this recording for reference.
All the topics are new. There is no repeated topics. Okay, so every time you will get new. Okay, so make sure you have to complete your topics practice. Okay,
Yeah.
clear?
Need to catch. Okay.
Yeah, so you will get next different topics also. Okay, in different. Okay.
All
So
right.
all these are configurations. Okay, consultant roles. Okay, okay, great.